It's like 28 days later right now. That's great.
Good morning. We are in Turkey and we went to Pamukkale, the Cotton Castle. But yesterday we came to check out what time it opens and they said it was 8 a.m. But we see there's hundreds of people in there. So you guys are gonna get the full tourist experience with us.
Yep, let's do it.
400 lira, by the way. Bring cash, it's much faster. So fun fact number one, you are not allowed to wear your shoes on the calcium deposits. So right up here, you have to take your shoes off. Oh, he knows exactly who to come to. Hi, baby.
Following our self-appointed tour guide.
Some of the spots are a little chalky and full of sand and they're quite slick. So we're just gonna get out of there. Water gets a little bit deeper here and it's pretty rocky, so fun fact number two, the city of Pamukkale is actually losing water here at the natural spring because they're diverting it to the city because of all of the tourists coming and visiting this attraction. So remain mindful that when you come to visit Pamukkale, the springs might be empty and dry. It also depends on season. Winter, more water, summer, much less. So plan accordingly. Fun fact number three, even though it's still the dry season, we're here in September, for example, there is still a ton of water, but there are still patches that are gonna be uber dried up like this one.
So this is one of those attractions I didn't think would actually live up to the hype, but I mean, hopefully this camera's getting this, but this is incredible. I mean, these white, massive walls and beautiful, crystal clear, kind of like murky blue pools. I know that sounds like a bit of an oxymoron, but they can be both at the same time. Are incredible.
Fun fact number four. So because of the runoff here of the water, you're gonna see it in drainage pipes around the cities. And they even put some of the limestone into the drainage pipes. So you'll see them when you walk by. If you look down in Pamukkale under the grates, you can see it. Pretty cool. As you can see, there's a couple more people here. The tour buses have arrived. Even though we got here on time and it appeared to be open, still try to be mindful of the fact that the middle of the day gets extremely busy. We had lunch down in Pamukkale yesterday with a view of the Cotton Castle and it was packed to the brim with hundreds and hundreds of people. So again, get here early, don't be a common traveler, be a great traveler.
Yeah, and just one more thing, there are two entrances. So there's one down there, which is where we came in, and there's one up behind us at the top. Definitely come in on the bottom one. It lets you walk up and it's way less busy, and all the tour buses drop off at the top one. So you definitely get a more kind of isolated, quiet experience in the early morning hours. All right, so we've been here for about 2 hours, so it's about 10. And as much as we'd love to stay here, I mean, we could probably sit here all day and just take in this incredible view. We gotta get going, so we got a 3-hour drive. We're gonna head to Selcuk, which is the home of Ephesus. All right, so we are in the second most important city for the Roman Empire. Peaked at about 100 AD, 250,000 people lived here at one point. It's crazy.
Welcome to Ephesus.
So yeah, we got here as early as we could. We're just maybe a few minutes late, and it is absolutely slammed. So I don't think there's any such thing as beating tour buses in the summer is what we've learned. But
don't come in summer.
We'll try to show you what we can see anyway. Bree always finds the cats.
is the Library of Celsus, and at one point or another, it was thought to hold between 12,000 and 15,000 scrolls.
We were both just talking, and I think this is easily one of the best preserved cities that we've almost ever been to. Obviously, besides Rome, that's still very lived in. You know, for a city that's essentially ruins, like, you can still make out so many details on the columns, on the facades. The carvings are very crisp and clear, and it's crazy. It's not that busy. I mean, when we talk about the place that we went to in Rome, they were slammed. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of people here, but it should be absolutely just wall to wall. There's something very surreal about being in the second most important city in the Roman Empire, and I feel like it's one that you never hear about. Really cool. So we're at the Grand Amphitheater, and this is how it used to look. Just putting this here for reference real quick. And this is what it looks like now. So we're standing in the Great Theater, and this was used for, you know, meetings and stuff like that, but also later on they used it for gladiator games, which is pretty crazy. And it did not look like this 100 years ago. In the 19th century, this was just a pile of rubble. And now look at it, they put it all back together. It's insane.
So we just finished Ephesus. It's actually a pretty decent walk, and you can see how we're sweating a little bit, so it gets a little warm. By the time that we left, there had to have been a couple thousand people in there. So again, I think we say this every single video, get there as early as you can. It is so worth it.
I feel like that's becoming our tagline, but get there early, it's cooler. Or like Bree said earlier, just don't come in summer. I don't do well in heat, but we still travel to all these sites that are exposed and outdoors and filled with tour groups in the summer. So don't be like me. I think that's the takeaway.
Don't be like us.
Don't be like us.
So that was it for this video. We really hope you enjoyed Pamukkale as well as Ephesus. Did you have a favorite?
Oh man, Pamukkale was nice mostly because it was ice cold water, which kept us cool the whole day. But I will say Ephesus is my favorite ruins by far to date.
I think maybe Pamukkale was my favorite just because of, I don't know, it was just so unique. I've never seen anything like it. So if you've been to both or been to one, drop a comment below and let us know what you thought or think, and if you'll go back in the future.
It's coffee time for us. Let's go.